South Sudan records significant decline of cholera cases following vaccination campaigns. Police attend a forum on civic and political space ahead of the general elections. And government delivers medicines to Western Bahr-el-Ghazal state to boost health services. Hello and welcome. You are watching SSBC News live from Juba, Amawut, Polnang. We begin our news for this hour with the Health Ministry recording significant decline in number of cholera cases across 7 states and 1 administrative area. This follows a meeting between the Vice President for Service Cluster, Joseph Lagu, and the Acting Health Minister, James Hothmai, on Monday. In a media briefing, the Ministry's Undersecretary, Dr. Harriet Okello Pasquila, assures public that cholera outbreak is under control and the number of cases has significantly dropped following vaccination campaigns in the affected states, adding that the country recently recorded 27,000 cases and 500 deaths since the outbreak. The meeting discussed preparations for the upcoming ESC 10th Scientific Health Conference expected to take place in Juba in April this year.
And the purpose of our visit today was to brief her regarding the ongoing outbreak. Currently, we still have an outbreak of cholera in the country, which has affected 7 states and 1 administrative area. We just want to assure the public that the cholera outbreak is in control. The number of cases are going down thanks to the availability of the oral cholera vaccine, because by introducing the vaccination campaigns in all the affected states, we have seen a significant drop of cases. This has been one of the biggest outbreaks in the country. We have close to 27,000 people affected by this outbreak, so these are the number of cases reported, and also close to 500 people who died from the current cholera outbreak. We also had the opportunity to brief Her Excellency regarding the upcoming health scientific conference of the East African Community, which is planned to take place in Juba, that is in South Sudan, in April, between the 24th to 26th of April. We are happy that Her Excellency has assured us of the support to make sure that this conference is held in April, and to also assure the leadership and also the government of the Republic of South Sudan at the highest level to be participating in this.
Fostering peace, unity and stability for economic development in South Sudan, topping agenda over fruitful engagement between the senior presidential advisor dubbed as chairperson of Tumaini Initiative Kwal Manyang-juk and the Chinese Ma Qiang in Juba on Monday. The officials discussed deepening political, security and economic relations between Juba and Beijing, as well as the ongoing Tumaini Peace Initiative in Nairobi, Kenya. Speaking to SSBC, the senior presidential advisor General Kwal Manyang-juk says he highlighted positive steps being taken by the government to realize peace and stability in the country.
We briefed them about the political situation in the country, especially the Tumaini Peace Initiative and the security situation in the country. And of course, I commended the efforts being done by China in supporting and promoting the cooperation between our 2 countries. The fact that we have a good number of China for training, others are on study, specialization at the universities. The China companies which are also engaged in oil production.
South Sudan and Egypt have discussed plans to strengthen the law enforcement agency on countering human trafficking and drug smuggling. The Minister of Interior, Angelina Teny, and Egyptian Ambassador Mohammed Al-Motez Mustafa discussed plans for the training aimed at raising awareness to help in preventing human trafficking and drug smuggling. Minister Angelina commended Egypt's support to the people and the government of South Sudan. Ambassador Mohamed Al-Motes Mustafa promising Cairo's commitment to continue collaborating with South Sudan's government.
We had a very important meeting this morning with His Excellency the Ambassador of Egypt to the Republic of South Sudan. One issue is to follow up on the visit that I had a year ago where we discussed cooperation in law enforcement and in the security sector. We're also discussing because the government of Egypt, or the Center for Peace Building and Peacekeeping in Egypt, has been cooperating with us, and they have held training events for people in the Republic of South Sudan to do with human trafficking and illegal migration and smuggling of immigrants, also to do with organized crime and transnational organized crime. So there is a follow-up workshop, and then there will be other activities. So we have just concluded. Hopefully in April there will be follow-up training on those matters to do with trafficking in person and migration, or legal migration.
استعراض آفاق التعاون بين البلدين في المجال الأمني وللبناء على الزيارة الناجحة اللي قامت بها السيدة الوزيرة للقاهرة، وأيضا لطرح أفكار خاصة بالتعاون مع مركز القاهرة لبناء وحفظ السلام والدورات المتعددة التي يقدمها المركز لجنوب السودان، خاصة في مجال الهجرة الشرعية والإتجار في البشر، وإن هم بصدد عقد دورة جديدة في شهر إبريل القادم بالتعاون مع وزارة الداخلية في جنوب السودان. اللقاء كان مثمر للغاية، ناقشنا العديد من النقاط واستعداد وزارة الداخلية.
And Planning Emmanuel Michael Elisa emphasizes on the need to utilize the document once it's validated.
An important exercise because it gives us an opportunity as South Sudanese, and particularly the mining family from the mining sector, to look into what are our weaknesses, what are our strengths, what opportunities exist, also what are the threats that exist to the industry, so that we can rekindle and seriously contribute to the economy. The African Development Bank should be a truly development bank, because only policies and all this is not enough. We must do infrastructural development. From these efforts, I'm quite sure you have identified the weaknesses in the regulatory framework, opportunities, threats that are there, which will build on other sisterly consultancies. Minister of Mining is putting a lot of effort through the support of the development partner, the African Development Bank, but also when we have this regulatory framework, we continue to interpret them. We continue to make use of them to the benefit of the country.
Government is collaborating with UNICEF to strengthen food security efforts aimed at addressing concerns in child protection and nutrition. This follows reports of increasing malnutrition among children under 5, as well as pregnant and breastfeeding women, amid a significant surge in arrivals from Sudan due to widespread violent conflict. As Abraham Felix reports, the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mande Simaya Kumba, and Turkish Ambassador Metin Ergin have reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening bilateral cooperation between the two countries.
Simaya Kumba and Turkish Ambassador Metin Ergin discussed mechanisms for strengthening bonds between Juba and Ankara. In a meeting in Juba on Monday, Simaya Kumba and Ergin concentrated on consolidating cooperation in trade and investment, emphasizing the importance of expanding the relation between the two countries. The ministry's spokesperson Apuk Ayuel says South Sudan and Turkey have accepted to work together in a strengthening relation between them.
During the discussions, both parties reviewed areas of mutual interest, including economic cooperation, education cooperation, consular affairs, and political exchanges. They expressed their shared commitment to enhancing the long-standing and strategic partnership between South Sudan and Turkey, and to exploring new opportunities for cooperation.
In a separate development, Mande Simaya Kumba and UNICEF South Sudan country representative Noel Esquina assessed the UN agency activities, especially child protection, education and nutrition in the country. Simaya Kumba appreciates UNICEF for its contribution to child protection and education initiatives. Speaking to SSBC, Mrs. Kina emphasized the importance of strengthening collaboration between the government and UNICEF to further these vital programs.
We have a number of programs and partnerships together across the social services, in health, in education, nutrition, water and sanitation, and child protection, and we discussed a number of the programs and initiatives that we are doing in support of the children of South Sudan.
The ministry's spokesperson Apuka Yuel briefed the media on the outcomes of the meeting.
The two discussed UNICEF's programs and the situation of orphans in the country. The Deputy Minister appreciated and acknowledged the work of UNICEF in the country and assured Ms. Noella of the government's commitment to facilitate their activities.
South Sudan and UNICEF are working closely together in reinforcing existing partnership programs and in addressing challenges to children in the country. Abraham Felix, SSBC, Juba.
A two-day program on the role of the South Sudan Police Service in enhancing civic and political space has begun in Juba on Monday. The workshop organized by the United Nations Mission in South Sudan, UNIMIS, is focusing on educating police on their role and responsibilities in maintaining law and order during elections. Lodro reports.
The two-day workshop seeks to equip members in the South Sudan National Police Service with the basic skills in safeguarding open civic and political space and maintaining law and order during elections. The forum also aims at building trust between the police service and the community. Lieutenant General James Dwop, Assistant Inspector General of Police for Training, underlines the role of the police in protecting election and democratic transition process.
As the police, we can both promote civic space in a democratic society or government that we needed in our country. In their process, it needs police role in protection of the election as we are going to face the election, and also we protect our citizens to get their freedom in the election. Here in this workshop, it needs you all participants. We need your commitment in this workshop.
UNMISS Police Commissioner Christine Fossen says the United Nations mission is committed to providing technical assistance to the National Police Service in discharging its important role in safeguarding election process and maintaining law and order. David Kwaje, IGAD head of mission in South Sudan, says the workshop is timely in setting the stage for the elections at the end of the extended transitional period.
This activity is very timely indeed, considering the fact that we are left with barely 24 months for the conduct of the first ever general elections that are scheduled for December 2026. South Sudan, unlike many other countries in Africa, begins her democratic elections journey as a multi-party system. This is in contrast to many African countries which began their first elections predominantly on a single-party platform.
Edmond Agaba, Citizen Deputy Chief of Staff, explains the role of the police in the society.
This is a journey, though, that requires courage, integrity, and a deep commitment to the principles of justice and equity. By embodying these values, the South Sudan National Police Services has the unique opportunity to act as a bridge between the government and the people, ensuring that the voices of all citizens are heard and respected.
The forum is being held under the theme Building Trust and Accountability, strengthening the role of the South Sudan National Police Service in civic and political engagement. Isaac Ludori Emmanuel, SSBC News, Juba.
Governor James Udok Uyai on Monday inspected the conditions of education facilities, including Malakal Secondary School, describing education as a backbone for community development. The governor underscores his administration's commitment to developing Upper Nile state education sector. The Director General at the State Ministry of Education, Lulurai, underlines the challenges facing the state's education sector. The official in charge of examinations at the State Ministry of Education, Monjok Lualiai, assures commitment to addressing challenges facing education department at the county's level. Let's go for a short break and stay tuned for more stories coming up. Welcome back from that short break. To proceed, a delegation from the Catholic Organization for Relief and Development Aid, CODIAT, assessed the impact of the organization's projects in Western Equatorial State. The delegation, headed by Chief Executive Officer Helen Van Den, met with Acting Governor Badabo Daniel Rimbasa in Yambio, where they discussed CODIAT's sustainable development initiatives. Governor Badabo praises the role being played by the Catholic Organization for Relief and Development Aid in enhancing health and water services in Western Equatorial State. CODIAT Chief Executive Officer Helen Van Den explained that their projects focus on 3 key areas of health, nutrition, water and sanitation.
Support they give us, our partners, has a very positive impact in our health facilities and in WASH. They have actually constructed several solar-powered water pumps, which is helping our people and giving them very good health.
We work with the communities on sustainable projects, on nutrition, on water, on health. And I want to take it back to the Netherlands. And when you have been here and I can meet the communities and I can see what we have been doing, it's much better to take it back to Europe.
We are also implementing nutrition projects, how that has contributed to the reduction of malnutrition, and also the vegetable project that we're also doing, how that is bringing additional value to the community in terms of
Jonglei Deputy Governor Atang Kwalmanyang calls on county commissioners to prepare for humanitarian funding gap following USAID crisis. Speaking at the opening of a 3-day commissioners forum in the capital Bor on Monday, Atang encourages county authorities to work towards increasing food security to reduce hunger in their respective areas. The State Minister of Local Government and Law Enforcement Agency, Simon Hoth, urges commissioners to support local farmers to promote farming activities. UNIMIS representative in Jonglei State and Pibor Administrative Area, Gilbert Natsa, stresses the significance of the forum in discussing enhancing food security in the state.
Let us think of differences. I know there are county and county, community, your county, my county, and things like that. But I want all of us, regardless of our parties, regardless of our tribes, regardless of our locations, let us put our hearts together. Let us sit here and be honest about why we are here. It's not just a meeting where we come and meet, and then we go back, and it is business as usual. Let us really see that what we discuss here, what if we really put our 100% into that, to make sure that we do with those resolutions that come out of this meeting. What if each of you or each of us really tries to commit to what Let us really see, because our people don't have any other way to get out of this. It is us to help them out of this. It is us who have the power to make any change, who can make that change. We are not just commissioners, ministers, deputy governor, just by name, but we were put there by God, we were put there by the authority, because they believe in you or they believe in me. So when all of us really sit here, let us see what we can do differently. Let us make sure that as we sit here, our focus is our people. Our focus is change in Youngstown State and in our respective
3 days Commissioner Forum has strengthened accountability mechanism fostering peaceful coexisting among our communities. I encourage open and honest dialogues as we work together.
The County Commissioners Forum is an important institution in supporting inclusive and accountable governance. This forum is a platform for open dialogue, collaboration, and coordination among key government actors as well as partners at state and county level. County commissioners are key actors in the implementation of the revitalized agreement on the resolution of the
The National Ministry of Health has delivered medical supplies to Western Barakazal State through Kudit organization. The medical supplies will be distributed to Wow Teaching Hospital and other health care facilities to both health services in the state. In a statement to the media, the State Health Minister, Dr. Francis Michael Hassan, expresses the importance of the medical supplies in strengthening health care services in the counties. The Director of Pharmacy Department at the State Ministry of Health, Manal Mohammed, says the medicines will be given free to the citizens. The organization's head of medical supplies, Gassim Allah Patrick, stresses the continued support to enhancing health services across the country.
يمكن قتلنا فجوات كبير في الأدوية اللي كان وصل سابق، لأنه يمكن كان في أدوية المفترض يكون على مستوى بتاع المستشفى، يمكن في الأدوية اللي جا موجود. يمكن بيشمل لنا برضو أدوية بتاعة السكري والدكت ديل موجودين، فيمكن دايرين نطمن المواطنين على أساس إنه نحن كحكومة بتاع الولاية ووزارة الصحة بصفة الخاصة نحن على قدر المسؤولية على أساس ما إنه نقدم الخدمات الطبية للمواطن في الولاية.
نستقبل اليوم الأدوية جايانا من سنترال ميديكال ستور في جوبا، الإمدادات الطبية في جوبا. نطمن المواطنين كلهم إحنا ما عندنا دواء هنا بنبيعه. الأدوية جاتنا دي كلها أدوية مجانية هتتوزع للمواطنين كلهم فري، فما عندنا دواء قاعد يتباع. الأدوية كلها مجاني. المواطنين كلهم يعرفوا إنه إحنا الأدوية اللي جبناها دي هتتوزع مجاني لكل المواطنين بالتساوي.
The project, in fact, belongs to the Ministry of Health. We are just supporting where there is need for support, and this is the example. Our part as CODATE is only to support and transport this consignment from Juba to Wow, and it is our pleasure to continue support.